Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm gamesplaining Living Forest. So this is Living Forest set up as a two-player game. I hope you've watched the Gamesplain to get a feel for what the rules are all about. This is a Gamesplay, so I'll just play it straight through. The only things that really change with a two-player game are the number of these tokens that are available. There are two available of each of them in a two-player game. There's 3 or 4 if there's 3 or 4 players on that left-hand end. These three, there's 3 and 3 in a 3 and 4 player game, and there's always 2 of those. The numbers are printed on that stand for anyone who is confused with that. So let's get straight into it. So the very first thing that happens is everyone at the same time will deal out their line of cards. So I'll just do one at a time. Okay, he's going to stop there. He's got 2 of these out already. He took a gamble to pull this one out and it paid off. There are 3 more in that stack, so he's just going to stop where he is. That's not a great start for this player, so he thinks he will go a third one. Oh my goodness. So he's hit 3 straight off. He's not allowed to pull any more cards out. So this player has 0 on the sun, so he can't take any of these cards from the center. He could move 2 things around this, which would allow him to do the suns, but the suns is 0, so there's no point in doing that either, which means he's got water, so he's got 3 points worth of water, which he will use straight away to put that fire out. That was a 2. He only needed 2. He had 3. That's fine. He now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points worth of growing, which means he can get anything in that left-hand end. At this point in the game, he thinks there's value in grabbing that tree because that's going to give him an extra 2 points worth whenever he goes to get cards. And he might as well just put that there. I fear I didn't say this in the Gamesplanation. When a row is completed, that is when this comes into play. When these are covered up, they're bonus events that you get to do as well. So he's done 2 things. He's now done. Over to this guy. He can't use water because there's nothing to put out. He could use the trees up to a 4, or he could get cards up to a 5. And he thinks he's going to do that. And he thinks at the moment he'll actually go for this card because that's a 5. So he'll put that onto his cards that are coming out next. We then go to fight the fire. There is no fire, so it doesn't matter. Put all the cards in the discard pile, which is that sideways pile, because 1 card has been taken from the 3 level. A 3 fire comes across. Then a new card is put out. This marker is passed across to the other player, and then we continue on just as we did. So this guy knows that there's only 2 of the negative cards in here. So he's actually going to give himself the entire deck, which means he'll be able to do a whole bunch of stuff if he wishes this turn. And he will stop there. We then go to the other player, and the other player is going to stop there because he doesn't want to pick up the 3rd thing. He'd still prefer to do 2 things. Okay, this player now has a lot of options in front of him. He has 4 sun worth, which is extra cards. He has 5 water, which is putting out fires up here. He has 6 trees, which is getting one of those from the top. And he has 3 on this circle, which could get him there and could get him a cross, which may be worth his while. Yeah, so he's going to do his 3. 1, 2, 3, which gains him across, but more importantly gets him closer to here to be able to take one of that guy's elements. He's only got 3 in the sun, so he can't take anything from the sun. He's absolutely beaten that water, but there's no value in him taking that fire. In fact, there might be value in him leaving that fire because the other player only has 2 isn't going to be able to put that fire out anyway. So what he might do is go for the planting, and he has a 6. He can only get 1 element. So what he might do is get that, and he'll go this way to start with. Okay, over to this player who can do two things. So he can do a 4 up there, but he also has +2, so he can actually do a 6 up there. He can't put that fire out, and he's going to go a 3. So what he might do is pick up the 3 and place it there, which now gives him 3 water worth, or he could use his 6 to get some new cards. And he thinks that might be worth his while just for the moment to actually go after the new cards. So he'll go after that one, which goes face down in that pile. Okay, they've both done their things. So we have 3 in the fire. He has 3 worth of water, so there's no negatives coming into him. He has more than the 3 here, so there's no negatives there either. So both of those piles come into their discard. That passes across. We add a 2 to the fire because of that empty card, and we put a new card out. Okay, this guy goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Then because there's no more cards to put out, we shuffle the deck that was just discarded, and that continues as a draw pile. So he has 2 of those. No, he's going to stop there. He doesn't want to accidentally draw another one of them, so he'll stop there. This guy has 0 in his draw stack, so he takes the entire discard pile, shuffles it up, and starts drawing again. That's not good. Oh, really? No, he's going to go one more time. Yeah, that's good. Okay, at least he's got something he can do something with. Okay, so each player has 2 things they can do. This player has 2 water at the moment. He has 12 of the sun, so he thinks he'll definitely use that as one of his actions. And he has 4 building. So he'll do the suns first. He has 12 points, so it's 9, 10, 11, and 12 because this row is complete. He desperately wants this card. The reason he wants this card is because of that. That is the opposite of one of these black ones. So if that was there, he would only have 1 black one. So that's 9 points worth. He has 3 more to play with. And you know what? Because he's got that marker, he might take that as well because they work off each other. And he thinks that he might take this one and he'll just place that there. Over to this player. This player has 3, 4, 5 worth of water, so he could get rid of all of that, or he could be really mean and leave that. So let's stop and think on that for a moment. He's got 3 up in the sun, so there's nothing he can do up on the cards. And he's got 1 that he can build with, which means he can't do anything up on that either. So realistically, the only thing that he can do is water. So he'll take those 5. That was one of his actions. His second action, he actually doesn't have enough points to use, so he can't use it. So it would have been worth his while to continue dealing out, but that's in the past. That's okay. There's no more fire up there, so that's okay. We add a 3 and a 2 because there's 1 missing from each of those decks. These cards come in. That swaps hands, and we go to the next round. Okay, so I've dealt the cards out. He has 2. He has 3, but this one negates that, which means there's only 2 there. So both of them have 2 actions they can do. So let's cut that out. So there's 6 suns. There's 2 plus 2, so 4 water. Or there's 7 up in the tree value. And he thinks that he might grab that for the tree value. And he will place that there. In fact, what he will do, he'll use these 3 circles that he's got to move 1, 2, 3 to there, which gets him across, but also allows him to take one of this guy's elements. That's taking that tree one might be the best way to go because he seems to be getting a lot of trees, so that'll mean he has to get 1 extra tree. The other way he could have gone would be to take the fire one, which would add an extra 1 to the number of fires that he has. Okay, back over to this player who has 8 water, so he could definitely put that out, but he thinks he might leave it for the moment unless there's something else he can't do. Let's see. So he will use, he's got 5, 6, 7, 8 points worth up here. So he's going to grab, no, he thinks he'll actually grab that one, which is only 7, but it has 5 sun worth. So he's going to be able to get a bit more on that in future turns. And he will go for a tree. He'll take that one, and he thinks, place that over on this side for the moment. Okay, there's 5 worth of fire up there, so he's definitely got enough water. This guy has 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's 1 short on the water, which means he gets one of these cards into his deck, and we wait till that comes back around. But never fear, he has some of these things that can get rid of that when that happens. I think that gives you enough of an idea of how the game runs. We just continue until someone can show that they either have 12 of these, including adding these on as well, 12 of these tokens, including adding these on, or 12 points in the deck that's come out, including adding those on as well. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you would like to be gamesplained, please shoot me an email to thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter @thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.